This is The Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammy, and this is where we do high-end DIYs, thrift flips, and trash to treasure. So let's get started. All right, so I'm showing you that those wood blocks over there, I forgot to film it. I don't know. I thought I hit record, but I guess I didn't. But I sanded all those blocks, and then I spray painted them with flat black primer. And those are the blocks that I dug out of my sister's trash when she called me a hoarder, because I'm like, why are you throwing away this perfectly good wood? Like, we can make pumpkins out of those. Now, this is a PSA for everyone with ADD. So while I was waiting for my wood blocks to dry, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go spray paint the front porch. Really? So I got started on that. And 3 hours later, never got back to the pumpkins. Don't let me get in your way, buddy. I'm going to start painting this black. I think it's going to really freshen up the house. And when we get the brick painted, it's going to look fantastic. Okay, I got this whole side done, except for the little, whatever those are called, that flanges that attach to the porch. I'll have to tape those off and do those next. But this whole side is painted black. And now I'm going to start over here and paint this side black. I want to go see what it looks like out in the driveway. Anyway, I got to focus. So here we go with DIY number 1. All right. So I picked up these doors, and they actually came from Target. I never saw them at Target, but I don't shop at Target a lot. So I actually got these at what we call the bin store. It's not the Goodwill bin store. It's a bin store that gets pallets of stuff in, and then you can go and dig through these pallets, and they have different prices on different days. Well, this particular day, my sister took me there, and then we had to leave for some reason. She's like, come on, we got to go. And I'm like, but I was wanting to shop. I had a cart full of stuff. Anyway, I had to go back. I think it was either 25-cent day or $1 day or something. Anyway, so I got these super cheap. They were $5 at Target, and I'm just showing you that I made a whole bunch of designs with my Cricut, and some of these designs I made in Canva, and some of these designs I just found on Cricut Design Space. Now, I also put them all on the same canvas, and then just cut them out, weed them, and cut them out all at the same time, and just cover the whole sheet with transfer tape, because that saves so much time than cutting or creating a new canvas for every single design. So I just put them all on one canvas and go to town. There's a tip for you, time saver. All right, so on these doors, I am just taking this design that I found in Cricut Design Space, and I am just adding it to the front of this door. And I just think that that is super cute. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Now, I know everybody has moved on to Christmas, but I still got lots of Halloween ideas. I still got lots of fall ideas. I don't even know where the fall season went. But anyway, hopefully we get back to it. I don't know. But everybody's moved on to Christmas. So I got to get these done so that I can get on with my Christmas DIYs and videos. This is my most favorite design. And I found this also on Cricut Design Space. Now, I kind of ungrouped it and redid it a little bit for me, and I think it turned out so stinking cute. I love it. Hey, boo. So you'll have to let me know which one of these 3 doors is your favorite. And I do the same thing here. So I burnish that down real good so that it will stick to my transfer tape. Now, I am just using shelf liner from Dollar Tree. That is what I like to use. I don't like to use the really expensive transfer tape because it's too sticky. And I did try the masking tape transfer tape. Not a fan, but maybe I just wasn't using the right vinyl. I don't know, because it doesn't work well with Dollar Tree vinyl. And this is not Dollar Tree vinyl. This is Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. And I love this vinyl. I think it cuts really nice. Now, when I do find Cricut vinyl on sale, I do get that. But I still have a ton of Dollar Tree vinyl that I need to get through as well. So on stuff that I'm going to sell, I'm going to use a better quality vinyl and not the Dollar Tree vinyl unless I can get it to cut really well. And there you have it. You'll have to let me know which 3 are your favorites, or which one is your favorite. Okay, so then I decided I'm going to paint the base, just touch them up. They were a little bit scratched. I tried to use the black furniture marker on the corners and stuff, but I didn't like how that looked. And so I just went over these with a quick coat of the black chalkboard paint. And I did all 3 bases, and they look brand spanking new. I mean, they are brand spanking new. I still have to get the tags off the back. I tried to use the heat gun to release that glue and get the tags off the back, and that wasn't working. So I'm not sure what kind of glue Target uses, but man, it's some good glue on those little tags. So I'm just finishing up with the 3rd one, and I want to remind you guys that today is Hello Harvest. Our guest host today is Marla from the Chic Show DIY. If you have not went over and visited Marla, you need to, because she is amazing and she does some really amazing DIYs. I love watching her channel. All right, guys, let's get back into this. Now, here are those blocks of wood that I don't know, squirrel. I got distracted with the front porch. And anyway, these blocks of wood I dug out of my sister's trash. I don't know what I was doing. I was walking by. I don't know. Maybe I went to throw something away. And I found all these blocks of wood in her trash. And I'm like, what in the heck are you throwing this stuff away for? And she's like, those are just cutoffs. My brother-in-law was building I don't know what you call it, but a building. He was building a building out on his land. So these are some of the cutoffs, and I didn't take them all. I just took like several. Anyway, she proceeded to call me a hoarder and said I didn't need them. And I'm like, no, I do need them. I need them for pumpkins. Here is a beeswax. This is a beeswax bar, and it's from Fusion, and I am just going to use it around the corners. Now, I did spray paint these blocks black, but I didn't like the coverage that it gave because I have a specific idea in mind for these. So I did go over these with that black chalkboard paint just one more time. And I didn't do like a full coverage or 2 coats. I just went over them 1 coat and just covered them front, back, sides, and everything. And now I'm going to go around all the edges with this beeswax bar, and I'm going to put that on the corners so that when I go to distress it, it will distress a lot easier. And now I am adding this school glue that I got from Walmart. It was on clearance for $2.50. I got this white color and I got a clear color, or I got a clear. I guess there's no color in clear, but anyway, I got this white glue and I got some clear glue, and they were both $2.50 for this huge bottle. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to crackle these and make them look cool. So I did want pretty large crackles, so I did put it on there pretty thick, but I got a little bit too much. So what I did was I just put it on there and brushed it all different directions to make sure that I got a good even coat, and I don't want those like ridges in there, so you want to smooth those ridges out. And then I let it set up for a few minutes, and then I will go back and smooth out those other blocks after it sets up a little bit. So here I am. It's set up a little bit. I'm smoothing it out because I don't want ridges in my paint. I just want it to be a really thick coat. So then I do these other 2 blocks, and then I actually have enough for a 3rd. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these blocks are pretty thick, and then the last 2 are pretty thin. but that's okay. So that's what they look like. So now I have 8 blocks that have crackle and 4 that don't. So now I'm just taking this beautiful fusion paint. I think it's Bayberry. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But I've used it in the last few videos, and I absolutely love this green. It is perfect for Christmas, fall, Halloween, everything. It's perfect for everything. I absolutely love it. I don't know why I didn't show you what it was so I could remember the name. But anyway, so I'm just going over some of the blocks in this color. And then on the back, I do not give full coverage, and the sides I do not give good coverage. I just like dry brush it on. So now I am taking the plaster. I went blank there for a second. Now I'm taking the plaster chalk paint by Plaid. Waverly, I guess. Waverly made by Plaid. And I am going over some of these blocks with the plaster. And I do not quite a full coat on the front. And then I just dry brush the sides and the back. And now I am taking this orange color, which I can't remember the name of, by Fusion. And I am just putting it on the wood blocks. And I don't give it full coverage. Again, I just want to go over the glue so that it will crackle nicely. And then I just dry brush over the sides and the back. And then I'm going to leave those 2 blocks black. Now I'm just checking to see if these are dry. They are not dry. So then I take my plaster paint and I paint the backs of these white blocks. And now I'm going to figure out which blocks I want my decals on. Now we're going to do a couple different techniques for these decals. And guys, if you don't have a Cricut, that's okay. You can print out designs. You can make it in Word and print it out. And you can do like the rub-on transfer technique with just plain paper. You don't have to have a Cricut. You can get rub-on transfers. You can order them off Etsy. You can do all sorts of things to get the same idea. Now that Happy Halloween, I actually designed in Canva. That spider I found in Cricut Design Space. And now I'm just kind of roughing up the edges. I needed a new piece of sandpaper on my finger sander, but I was trying to get this done and I couldn't figure out where I wanted my spider to go. So I just kind of get in a groove and I just design as I go. And I think the green blocks are my absolute favorite. And she just fit on there so perfectly. Now I'm taking my finger sander and I'm just going over this white block, and I actually don't end up using it this time because I don't think it was dry enough. But I do like how it crackled, and I put it on there. I put the glue on there so thick that it was having a hard time drying. So I should have let them sit overnight before I put on some of the decals, but that's okay. And this design I actually bought off of Etsy. I bought a whole Hocus Pocus package. And I bought that, oh gosh, a year or two ago. Now this tree, I don't remember if that was out of Canva or I think it was Canva. And these faces, some of them were Canva and some of them were Cricut Design Space. And all you have to do is search for jack-o'-lantern faces and a whole bunch come up. You can also search online, print them out with your printer. Now, I would suggest if you're going to do that, you need to paint your surface whatever color you want, and then you cover it with Mod Podge. You let it sit 24 hours. Don't forget to mirror your design, and then you get your paper wet and rub off the top layer, and the ink stays on your project. If you want to see how to do that technique, you can go over and watch our Upcycle Life. And Deidre shows you how to do that pretty much in every video. I can link her channel down below if you don't have a Cricut and you would like to watch Deidre do that technique. Now, I love this. So the front of the block was a little more solid, but I just dry brushed the green on the back, and I love the way the wood grain comes through, and it makes it look like, I don't know, like a foggy night. I just love how that looks. So I am in love with my wicked looking tree. And I am going to ombre this block. I only ombre one. Now, if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know I love to mix color. I just love that technique. I love how it looks. And so I'm just going to set that aside and let that dry. Now, on the black blocks of wood, I am sealing in my transfers. Not my transfers, what are they called? My little Cricut designs. I'm sealing those in with the base colored paint, so the black paint, so that way when I do go over it, I will not have any bleeding. So this is called the reverse transfer technique, I think, or reverse stencil, I think is what it's called. Anyway, so you don't have to go over it with the same colors. It's best if you do, in case you do have any edges that are sticking up, because you don't want any different colored paint going under there. So you should go back over it with your main paint color, and then you can dry brush like I'm doing here. I'm dry brushing the Waverly plaster paint over the jack-o'-lantern face and the bat. And then when you pull up your vinyl cutout, you will have a really nice, crisp looking design. Now look at this. This is gorgeous. Yes. No bleed, no run through, no nothing. It's absolutely perfect every single time. You want to make sure that you go over it with your base color, and it will give you the perfect outline every single time. So now on the other jack-o'-lantern face, the one that I ombre'd, I just went over it with plaster, because if the plaster is going to bleed, it's going to be okay, because I have it ombre'd anyway, but it didn't bleed, and so it looks absolutely amazing and perfect, and I love it. So now I'm just going over the jack-o'-lantern faces, and I'm just going around the edges and getting those sanded off where I put the beeswax. I need a new piece of sandpaper, so I'm probably going to go over these again with some sandpaper and rough up the edges a little bit more. But for right now, I am going to be putting Mod Podge over the top of these, and this is a matte Mod Podge that I have in my squeeze bottle. And I am just going to seal these in so that nothing happens to them. And I just put a light coat in because these I just made for shelf sitters. I mean, they shouldn't be outside for any reason, but this will keep it nice and clean. The vinyl will not lift, and you can dust it, for goodness sakes, if you want to. Who does that anymore? I don't know. but I am just sealing in that crackle. I love how that crackle turned out. So nice and thick. Oh my goodness. And I love these jack-o'-lantern faces. I think they turned out super sweet. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are new here, if you would please consider subscribing, I would appreciate it. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like any of these projects. And do not forget to go over and visit the playlist. Ellie and I host the Hello Challenge every other month now. And this month, our host is Marla from the Chic Show DIY. And here is the final reveal, guys. All right, so you're going to have to let me know which one is your favorite. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little simpler than what I normally do. And I thought, you know what? We're going to get back to basics and do some simple DIYs and things that I am going to be putting in my booth. I hope you guys like this content. And if you do, please give me a big thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And don't forget to go over and visit the playlist of all the amazing ladies that joined us this month for the Hello Harvest collaboration. And I hope you all have a blessed week and rest of your weekend. I hope you get to enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, don't forget to stay tuned for what I found on my desk. I had a visitor, and oh my goodness, my husband, I had to call in reinforcements because I was busy filming. And he comes down with a fly swatter to kill it. And I'm like, no, don't kill it.
Why does it gotta be so big? Look, you can see the little hairs on its legs. Oh my goodness. Oh, don't kill it. You gotta just put it outside, babe.
Anyway, I named her Charlotte. She was super fast, and she did not survive. I'm so sorry. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.